Welcome to the shit show, punk bitches.
Don't go to fucking school. If you get inspired by Rudy, you're a fucking loser. Any grown adult on TikTok should be registered as a sex offender. I'm political poison. Nobody running for office wants to touch me except maybe Joe Biden. Sex would probably be really annoying if they had to stop to bitch about how entitled millennials are. It's time to get rid of the boomers. You should gas up your meth-addicted cousin Shane the same way you support Lizzo. Hello, you pieces of shit. Welcome to this week's episode of Deepish Thoughts, brought to you by Drunken Disorderly Media. Last week, you are correct. We did not have a video version of this podcast. We did have an audio one. That's just technology being technology sometimes. That's just the nature of the fucking beast. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do about it. Go cry and die mad about it, I guess. Before we get started, this episode of the podcast is brought to you by Enron, the most ethical company out there for all your technology needs. Just kidding, though. We are brought to you by NorthSpokaneCBD.com. You use the code word drunk for 15% off your motherfucking order. You can use it to do things like everything from treat epileptic seizures in some cases to, deal with the stress because your shitbag new neighbor probably just stole your fucking $300 package from Wayfair off your porch. I kind of understand why Alex Jones is talking about eating his neighbors the more I deal with these people. They don't work. I've never seen them at work before. Maybe they make porn. If so, great for them. All they do is just scream at their dogs and children all day. This is why I'm concerned. FedEx is in the middle of an investigation. And let me tell you, FedEx is a piece of shit company. I am an ANCAP by heart. I identify as one. It's no secret that I identify as one. But the more I deal with these fucking people, because I've dealt with FedEx one other fucking time in my life. The one other time I dealt with FedEx, they left a gun on my porch. They left it there, marked it as delivered, even though it said signature required and every package being sent through the mail has to be marked as a firearm. They left a firearm with a signature required on my porch. Driver went back to my house while I was still gone. It was the middle of the day. Went back to my house, picked up the gun, and then took it while still leaving it as marked. So, mind you, I'm freaking the fuck out. I get home. Of course, there's no gun on my porch. I light up that customer service. I'm like, I need to know where the fuck it is right now. Turns out they had it in this warehouse in Council Bluffs. I go, okay, can you please ship it to the one in Ralston? You're not open on Saturdays. I do not have time during the week to go get it. So they tell me no, they can't. For some reason, they can't. They can ship it back to me, but they can't ship it to their own department. Their own. They can't ship it to their own store, which is closer. So they just can't do it. For whatever reason, they can't do it. So, and they were giving me like a 2-hour span of when I could pick it up. I was working during that 2-hour span, like clockwork, because it turns out when you only allow customers to pick up their order from Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 2 o'clock to 4, when most Americans are working, well, not anymore because these limp dick fucking retards jacked the economy and said we can't work. But when most Americans are typically working, it's very hard to get. So I called them up and they were trying to give me the runaround. I said, look, here's what you can do. You're refusing to give me my package. And maybe I went full Karen here. I don't fucking care. I was having a bad day. I said, you're refusing to give me my package. You're holding it at a warehouse. You won't even ship it. I'm willing to work with you. You won't even ship it to your own warehouse, right? You won't even ship it to your own warehouse. I'm willing to work with you here, and you're not willing to work with me. So here's what's going to happen. I know you guys have people staying later than 4 o'clock at your warehouse, okay? So what's going to happen is one of two things. I can either come down to your warehouse in the evening when you still have people there, and I can pick it up, or I can call the Council Bluffs police, report a stolen firearm, and accuse you of taking it. And they can come get it for me. I'm done bullshitting with these people. And I'll tell you, the more I deal with FedEx customer service, because they have no idea where the fuck it went. It's probably at some asshole's house. They probably dropped it off at the wrong fucking house. So I have no idea what they did with it. But the more I deal with these fucking assholes at FedEx and their customer service, the more I agree with Dick Cheney on torture. Okay? They have not They have been worthless. They have been rude. And that's my thing, where it gets back to me about being an ANCAP, right? We love to say, as libertarians, as anarcho-capitalists, you name it, free, voluntarists, conservatives, love to say, oh, let the market handle it. Here's the problem. The market right now is outsourcing my calls to some third world hellhole where all they do is just try to get me off the phone. I'm out like $300 right now because somebody's a fucking piece of shit, one way or the other, whether it's my new neighbor, because I've lived here a long time, had plenty of packages left on my door, never had one disappear, had a new neighbor move in 2 weeks ago. Guess what? Now it's gone. So I kind of feel Alex Jones on this whole eat your neighbor thing, because all these people do is they sit at home and they scream at their dogs and kids all day. They don't fucking work. I don't know what they do. And again, if they're making porn videos to pay their rent, fine. So be it. But I don't think they're doing that. They might be. That's kind of a shitbag line of work to make money in, is sex work. Sorry, it is. That's why, because OnlyFans is now kicking the e-thoughts off the platform. They use them to build a brand and then make a fuck ton of money off of it. It was ingenious, honestly. And then they're like, yeah, we think we're going to be like a family-friendly Patreon. We're just going to kick all the e-thoughts off. They're not taking their money from them. Nobody's being stolen from. It's their own company. They can choose how to run their business however they want. But now they're kicking them off, and they're up in arms. And here's my thing. That is a really sleazy business move. I would almost feel bad for them. Almost feel bad for the e-thoughts if so many of them weren't members of Contact Your Employer Twitter. That's my thing. We've talked about it on this show before, or maybe on I get these two shows just conjoined that I do. I do so much shit. If you are going to contact someone from the internet's employer because they offended you so much, just do something more productive, like hanging yourself, okay? Press the fucking block button. There's no reason to ever contact someone's employer from the internet. Now, okay, I'll give you an exception. If that person is a police officer and they are talking about how Hitler was right, or they hate black people, there you go. Then you can contact their employer, because that does have real life consequences. If you've got somebody who works in a daycare, talking about how they're sexually attracted to young children, or a teacher, absolutely contact their employer. Get them out. Maybe I talked about this with a friend when we were really high last weekend. I don't remember. But absolutely, contact their employer. When it carries over to real world is not, this guy hurt my feelings. He told an offensive joke. I'm going to contact his employer. Even if it's a rape joke. Don't contact their employer. Now, if they say, I'm going to rape you, contact the police. If you're that concerned, contact the police. If you think it's just an internet threat, I don't really fucking care. It's your life. Do what you want to do. But there's no reason to contact their employer. Their employer can't hold them responsible for terroristic threats. Why would you contact them? Because you live such a miserable life that the only thing that makes you feel adequate in your miserable life is to do damage to others. That guy told a joke I didn't like. It makes me feel good that I got him and his family thrown out on the streets. That made me feel good. It's almost exclusively white women. And this is what brings us to the center of the episode, folks. We got to go after what Antonio Brown said, football player. No more white woman 2020. None. I'm not saying we need to get rid of them. I'm saying kings, know your worth. And I'm a white guy saying this. White women have caused me nothing but stress. And obviously, I don't hate white women. You hate white women. That is the most, no, I don't hate white women. I have some very good friends who are white women. Friends. I don't date them. I would not procreate with them. My girlfriend's Hispanic and Native American. And my God, this is the greatest relationship I have ever had, and it's not even close. There is no stress. No cringy basic bitch bullshit. No hot take opinions that have been recycled a million fucking times. Italian women are not white, by the way. They're Mediterranean. So Dre's cool. No more white woman 2020. That's the motto. Because that's all they do is they're offended on behalf of other people. I'm going to contact your employer. Well, e-thoughts. OnlyFans has contacted your employer, and now you're out of a fucking job. And we had an e-girl on here before. A good friend of mine. White woman even. I think she did the Snapchat, though, not the OnlyFans. So, but yeah, that's what they, that's my thing. If you, I don't feel bad for them. That's a total white chick move to contact someone's employer. And when you get outwitted to respond with a meme, because you're incapable of original thought, you recite what the media's told you and your makeup guru YouTube people that you follow. That's all. Make sure FedEx isn't calling me there. Yeah, they're still working on my investigation. But yeah, so that's the basic. I got trailed off there because I started thinking of FedEx again. And I started thinking about how they are the most evil company in the world because they have done me wrong. But anyway, white women. That's the thing, and they love to dish it out, but they can't fucking take it. As soon as you throw it back, you're a misogynist, right? You are a sexist misogynist, right? That's my thing. Is that I see them doing it all the time, right? Like, maybe it's just leftist women, and most leftist women happen to be white. I shouldn't say it. It's not a race thing. There's definitely, but it's predominantly white women that get offended on behalf of other people. I tell jokes at my stand-ups about my girlfriend's epilepsy. And I made a reference to her being of Native American descent. And some white bitch got up and left, stormed out of the set, wrote the fucking venue the next day requesting they never have me back. She was that upset, offended on my girlfriend's behalf, who was in the front row, mind you. Doing that little, where she puts her hands in her face and she's laughing because she knows it's funny as hell. Right? Wasn't offended by it. I got laid that night even. Wrote the fucking venue, though. That was, in a way, calling my employer. They were paying me to do that. She wrote the venue on me. She called my employer. You want to take a guess what she was? Middle-aged white woman. Leftist, hard left, overweight. That's my thing, is all of them, almost exclusively, all of these leftist chicks that are, contact your employer, they're built like William the Refrigerator Perry, or all of the coronavirus deaths with no underlying conditions. But, they're built like a utility van. That's my thing. They get offended. They have nothing better to do because they are so privileged. They are so weak. We as a generation, the last 3-4 generations, we haven't had to deal with shit. Post World War II, no walk in the fucking park. Your great-grandfather, great-great-grandfather maybe at this point, I don't know, got his legs blown off fighting the fucking Nazis, right? Invading Japan after the bombing of Pearl Harbor, going off and fighting fascist dictatorships. Your great-great-grandfather did. Blown the fuck up to go fight a fascist dictatorship. And you honor that legacy by begging the government to lock us in our homes. You limp dick sissy motherfuckers. Never come back out. Never. Never come back out of your shell. We don't want you. You provide nothing to society. There is no reason for you to ever come back out and be amongst the rest of us. We don't want you. There is no need for you. I remember that The wisest thing was this old black man I used to work with many moons ago. Who recently passed, rest his soul. He told me he saw a license plate, and this man was notorious for just spouting off crazy things. Right? I mean, I was 19 working in a job with this guy. He'd been there his whole life. And he was notorious for just spouting off insane ramblings. And I remember a car drove by with a license plate that said WFB. And he goes, Caleb, you know what WFB stands for? And I had no idea. So it was like, what? It was a white fucking bitch. And I take that. I carry that every day with me. I've got it tattooed on my body. Rest his soul. WFB. White fucking bitch. The UN had an interesting, we had a very interesting development. Let me find the actual list. Let me see here. The UN. Where is it at? I got to scroll through all the OnlyFans subscriptions I have here, so I got to go find it real quick. Of course, it's not going to load it. Anyway, the UN, fucking AT&T, right? Well, why not one more company just fucked me in the ass today? Anyway, the UN released a list of pronouns, you should say, so you won't be assuming people's gender, because these are the important things. Supposedly this pandemic is terrible and it's worth losing your job over, worth ruining the business that you spent the last 20 years building. But the UN has taken the lead and done important things, in fighting this virus and making sure we can get back to normal soon to minimize the economic and physical damage to everybody, medical damage, everything like that, by coming out with a list of pronouns, preferred pronouns, what you should call someone rather than assuming their gender. So let me see if it'll load now. Nope. This is what happens when you don't pay the phone bill, people. I'm kidding. I pay my phone bills. I'm not a poor. So anyway, the UN, it was stuff like policeman, called him a police officer, fireman, firefighter. Very important, groundbreaking shit here that the UN came out with. Our tax dollars went toward, by the way. So I decided to come up with my own list of gender-neutral nouns, proper nouns, you name it. So here we go. First one. You guys ready? Okay, so the first one, I'm going to get this pulled up. Yeah, my phone's shit in the bed. It's whatever. So I'll go off the dome. First one, policeman. Don't call him a policeman. Simply change it. You can eliminate 2 syllables by calling him a pig. United Nations is number 2. Rather than calling it United Nations, call it colossal waste of money that's become the very thing it was originally founded to stop and prevent. You think Catholic, and you know how I love to go after the Catholic Church. You think the Catholic Church sex scandals are bad? Just you fucking wait until you Google blue helmet sex scandals. Look at the sexual abuse accusations levied against the UN. And remember, we've got to believe all women. So all of them are true, unless the UN members that assaulted these women were Democrats, of course, then it's probably not. But there's a lot of accusations, or if the people assaulted were men, then it's garbage. It's bullshit. Throw it out. Don't even consider it. There are way more accusations of sexual assault, though, against the UN than the Catholic Church. It's 50 times worse. 50 times worse. And that's my thing, is we shit on people for being religious. But this blind worship and following of government has resulted in the murder and abuse of way more people in the 21st century than religion has, or the 20th and 21st. Yeah, I know. Bin Laden! Yeah, Bin Laden blew up the towers. Guess why Bin Laden blew up the towers, though? Guess why? And the CIA admits this too. It's this little thing called blowback. Anytime you see an Islamic terrorist, it's because the U.S. government that we have a blind allegiance to, and if you even question the war 15, 20 years ago, you were looked at as a traitor to your country. The U.S. government has gone out and taken a dump on these countries. So, of course, they're going to be a little mad at these Muslim countries. Now, they definitely don't run things perfectly over there. You know, Saudi Arabia just allowed women to drive. That's obviously not a great idea. There we go. Let's get bad now. But seriously, I mean, you've got these countries where they execute gay people and don't let women learn how to read or do basic math. Obviously, that's fucked up. We shouldn't be okay with that. But the solution to that is not carpet bombing in elementary school, you fucking morons. You know? Like, oh, and my pronoun list. So, okay. Number 3, and we're probably going to wrap things up pretty soon here. Number 3, most importantly. Shelter-in-place supporters. I got it working again. Wait, here, is this, did we get it? Did we get it to work? Wait, I restarted my phone. I'm going to read you, before we get to the third one, the shelter-in-place supporters, proper pronouns, we're going to read the UNs. I restarted my phone and it pulled up just fine. Here we fucking go. United Nations. Look at that beautiful blue symbol of child molestation and abuse. You know, tyrannical big government. Fucking beautiful. Oh, there's some shit about the coronavirus. Here we go. All right, mankind. Call it humankind. Last time I checked, the word man is still in there. Chairman. Call it chair. If we're referring to the Libertarian Party, chair should be referred to as limp-dicked fucking pussy. Nick Sarwark. Congressman, legislature, I just call it fascist. Corrupt piece of shit. Businessman, representative. That doesn't even make any sense. A representative in the United States, which is obviously the only country that matters, is someone in government. That's not a businessman. Now, businessmen I don't have much of a problem with, because technically I am one. I do own an LLC for a media company. But if they own FedEx, then we have a serious issue. So FedEx business owners, the worst human beings on earth, should be locked in cages. Take the kids out of the cages in the ICE camps. Put the owners of FedEx and their customer service team in them. Police officer, we already went over that. Or policeman, we already went over that. Pig. Landlord, upstanding member of society who evicts poors when he should, or she. Boyfriend/girlfriend, partner. If you call someone your girlfriend, you can't say, hey, you can't call her your girlfriend. I'm pretty sure if you're at the point where you're balls deep in this chick, or your boyfriend's balls deep in you, you probably fucking know what gender they identify as. If not, you might want to take a look at that relationship. I remember I had to step back. I was like, wait, do I really know my partner? Girlfriend, when I couldn't name one of her pet peeves, and I just realized that her pet peeves were basically everything I do, just my normal behavior. She's just constantly annoyed with me. It's not a pet peeve. She's constantly living in pet peeves. She knew what she was getting into when she dated a comedian, though. We went to the Home Goods the other day, right? Because the stores are back open. We went full boomer, folks, and we visited all the fucking stores. I've hit TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and Home Goods. I'm going to go eat in at Applebee's, right? Because I called my boomer grandma up in Florida. She's the most typical boomer I've ever seen. She was screaming last time I was down there. It was hilarious. I loved it. It is ridiculous that we have to use 2 remotes, one to change the channel and one for the volume. I loved it. That was magnificent to me. That's the American dream, in my opinion, other than sitting in your driveway with your high school friends, bitching about your wife and kids while you're having beers over a bonfire. That's the other American dream, just staying in the Matrix, right? I called her on Mother's Day to wish her a happy Mother's Day, and she was so happy that she can go to Chili's again. It was the most boomer comment I've heard, and I love it. I love most of the people I'm related to. That was phenomenal. It made my day. Just they were thrilled that they can go back to Chili's. So we went to Home Goods, and the lady comes on. It's 6:45. She's like, "Hi, thank you for choosing Home Goods for all your home shopping needs. The store will be closing in 15 minutes. Please bring your final selections to the register." So instinctually, in the middle of the aisle, I screamed, "God fucking damn it!" And my girlfriend, she doesn't even look annoyed anymore at this point. We've been together long enough. She's like, "Yeah, that's going to be Caleb being obnoxious." Obviously, I wasn't upset that Home Goods was closing. I was happy. I was drugged there and gave my credit, my Amex card. Don't know where it's been, but it had a bunch more charges on it. And now I've gotten more things showing up to my door for my shitbag neighbors to steal and FedEx to lose. Those fucking rat bastards. So boyfriend or girlfriend, partner, salesman, salesperson. How about con artist? Okay. What are we considering a salesperson or a businessman here? That's my question, right? Like the Arbani, the e-thoughts, are they business people? Manpower, workforce. That's just dumb. I'm not even going to acknowledge that. Maiden name, family name. Are you kidding me? Maiden name. You can't say maiden name anymore. Are you fucking serious? That's what it is. It literally means her name before she was married. My in-laws are gay. They just call it. I'm pretty sure they call it a maiden. It's never come up because normal people don't have these fucking conversations. I have never asked my girlfriend's brother's husband, hey, or actually, my girlfriend's brother's husband, hey, what was your last name before you got married? Because normal people don't fucking talk. We don't fucking care. It's not a subject of conversation. Nobody gives a shit. So anyway, I'm going to get to my final correct pronunciation, correct pronoun. Is that what we're calling it? What were they calling it? It's my final gender neutral pronoun. Shelter in place supporters directly translates to I rape animals. My dog has a hankering for peanut butter. I'm a limp-dicked loser who uses the arm of the state to push around people that I normally wouldn't have the fucking balls to say shit to off the internet. That's what shelter-in-place supporter translates to. And I'm sorry for my apparent rancid conservative beliefs, even though I just railed against war for 15 minutes. That was a review we got. I love the negative reviews. Yeah, I need to have negative reviews sometimes because I don't like having people stroke my cock and tell me how good I am. I like being humbled a little bit. I like knowing that someone out there really fucking hates my guts because I kind of get off on that thought, you guys. I like making people laugh. That's why I do comedy. I want approval from others because I didn't get it as a child. But I really, really enjoy knowing that one person in the audience is incredibly uncomfortable when I'm up there talking, to the point they get up and storm out, to the point they write the venue on me, to the point they take it upon themselves to steal my package from FedEx, thus making me take it upon myself to use my unlimited power and influence that I have from the show to rage against FedEx and end their company as we know it. As you speak, you can check this out. I am talking about this. This is May 20th, right? Wednesday, May 20th is when we're recording. It'll be out the 22nd on a Friday. Hashtag boycott FedEx is trending as we speak. Don't know why, but I'm going to assume that it's because I'm upset with them and my influence and how I have raged against them for the last several hours of the day, be it on social media or in person, has created this uprising. And we are finally taking the power back from these fucking morons at FedEx. I'm pissed. I'm going to sell the 4 shares of FedEx that I have in my portfolio on Robinhood. That's how mad I am. What I'm not going to do is I'm not going to tell you to not go to NorthSpokaneCBD.com, use the code word drunk for 15% off your order. They'll actually, unlike FedEx, they'll actually get you your product. And it'll actually show up. So your dirtbag neighbor won't steal it out of your fucking off your porch. They'll actually get it to you. NorthSpokaneCBD.com, promo code drunk, 15% off your order. If you're tired of being stressed out by white women with nothing better to do, or if you are a white woman with nothing better to do and you suffer from the crippling anxiety that doesn't stop you from going out and cheating on your significant other all the time and, you know, making OnlyFans videos and screaming at people in customer service offices when they ask you to wear a mask, because that's my thing. I don't really I'm against the mask thing, the mandates. Government has no right to tell me. The private business wants me to wear a mask. I don't have to shop there. But if an employee came up to me and goes, "Sir, could you please wear a mask? Could you please wear a mask?" Sure. I'm not going to pull out my phone. That's their job. I've been in that position where I work for slightly above minimum wage, and I'm going to say whatever the fuck I can to keep my job. And if I don't tell you to go put a mask on and then ask you to leave if you refuse, I'm going to lose my job, especially in these trying times when these fucking limp dick morons are going around trying to cancel everybody for not enforcing mask mandates. So I would have happily be like, sure. And I don't have one, I'll just leave. That's fine. I'm not offended. I can take that. I'm a big boy. I understand how that works. I won't pull out my phone and put you on Facebook Live and talk about how my rights are being infringed. But if another customer walks up to me and hits me, or anywhere, out on the street, if I'm out running at the park, whatever, walks up to me and hits me with that, "Where's your fucking mask?" I will probably spit in their fucking face. That's all I'm going to say. This has been Deepish Thoughts. NorthSpokaneCBD.com, promo code drunk, 15% of your order. I am going to go take some CBD right now to cope with this stress that I have had from FedEx losing my package. Now my girlfriend's mad, and I'm at this point just hiding in here. She's pissed off at FedEx, and she's way scarier than me. So, big shout out to the people who are not, or big shout out to our sponsor, NorthSpokaneCBD.com, promo code drunk, 15% off your order. And big shout out to the people who are not our sponsors, but I'm still going to endorse, over at UPS and the post office, where they won't fuck up your order. Peace out.